for the Bay Street Bruiser power candidate. So she's definitely somebody to watch in this game. And unfortunately, we've got a lot of low blocks, and she does get a major for that. So I think I spoke a little too soon in favor of Ballerina. She is going to the penalty box for the Bay Street Bruisers, making this a power jam for Gangrene.
And Gangrene's Smacktivist has made her initial pass. She is lead jammer and is currently cruising through, picking up a quick 5 points for Gangrene and looking for more in the first jam of this game.
Bay Street Bruisers trying to make a front wall here, stopping the jammer. They do feed her to the back of the pack, but they're not watching the outside, and she does come around for another 5 points.
A lot of players on this Gangrene team today just played in the previous game on the All-Stars team. So lots of experience. This would be the fourth game of the day for many of these, or fourth game of the weekend for many of these skaters. Smacktivist making her way through the pack. Bruisers putting up a solid defense. Knocked out of bounds by Chronic.
Oh. Sandwiched by, that's Aims to Kill and Sinead Clobber for the Bay Street Bruisers.
But they have to let her go. That's another 5 points for the Smacktivist.
It's a great start for Ohio's Gangrene.
And Ballerina is out of the penalty box.
She's out quick.
And we have a track cut being called on the Smacktivist. It's now going to be a power jam for the Bay Street Bruisers.
Ballerina on her point scoring pass. She hits a wall of white. That's Bay Street Bruisers in the Navy.
Big.
She jumps right through. She's looking to score all 4 points. She does get 2. Nope, that's 3 points that D-, the ref, has seen her score. 2 points on the last pass for Gangrene. But the Bay Street Bruisers are going to start this as a power jam.
And it looks like jam number 2 is going to be Belfast. Normally a death track doll in the regular TORD team. Appearing
and a rookie
for the first
at
time.
that.
A rookie at that. Awesome rookie. Had the pleasure of watching her in several games this year. And we'll see what she can do on this power jam for Toronto.
Gangrene holding up against that scrum start, making a front wall, making it really difficult for Belfast to get through. But the Bay Street Bruisers have somebody trapped behind. Not soon enough, though. Belfast forced to come to the back of that pack.
Very solid
Gangrene
hits.
Has to let her through. She does get lead jammer.
We've got out of my way man and Dixie Heartless out there who played in the previous game.
Belfast looking to push this forward. And there's no pack called. Now these blockers are being sent out. Gangrene's Dixie Heartless being called out on a major. Jammer back on.
Smacktivist out of the box, quickly gets through the pack. Belfast in to score more points. Bay Street already has 8 in the game.
She's been told to call it. She calls it. And she gets no points.
And neither does Gangrene.
Nick of time.
So that should leave the score at 17-8 after the second jam of the game. Jams lasting a long time on these games, power jams. And we are going to have Big Rig coming up for Gangrene.
It's very funny if you aren't watching the video. She's a teeny rig, but she's skating against Platinum Bomb for the Bay Street Bruisers. Another seasoned jammer, normally skates for Smoke City Betties.
And had an awesome tournament earlier this year with in Montreal at Beast of the East. Very impressive jamming there. We've got a high block. We've got, that looks to be Smacky LaRue heading to the box.
And Platinum Bomb being sent to the penalty box as the jammer for the Bay Street Bruisers. Fortunately, Big Rig having a hard time.
That's Hoff holding her at the front, but having let her go, Big Rig is lead jammer.
Pack being formed in turn 4. No pack called. Hoff left line of defense, but she is unable to touch her.
The Bruisers do have 4 blockers, only 2 for Gangrene. Avatar out there. wearing her hockey helmet and anchoring things. They get Dixie Hartless out of the penalty box to add a little strength to the conga line. Big Rig stretches it out and gets out again for another 5 points.
Bay Street Bruisers not quite sure what to do with this situation. They don't want to skate backwards, but they need to stay in pack formation. Sinead O'Clobber trying to bridge this, and unfortunately, they're unable to prevent another 5 points from being scored against them. Platinum Bomb re-entering the pack.
Oh,
just
a huge
in time
hit by
for
Avatar. And Big Rig. We've got a bit of a churn going on in the pack now. It looks like the boxes are clear. We've got all the skaters on the track.
Platinum Bomb looking for a little relief. Looks like they've got Slam Wow forward trapped in this pack.
And the packs both jammers are being held up. Jam runs out. 4 more points for Gangrene, nothing for the Bruisers. I have to say, during that power jam, though, the Bruisers did show that they've got a fair amount of experience in what they're doing. They did give up a bunch of points, but going back and throwing down an anchor so that they could keep their blockers in play worked well. I think their coach, who has coached before, the Derby Nerd, you may have heard of him if you've read his blog, coaching for his first time as a Bruiser, has coached with CN Power. Lots of Derby knowledge there, and obviously helping the Bruisers.
That's Titmouse breaking out of the pack for the Bay Street Bruisers in Navy. She is your lead jammer. Gangrene's jammer, that's Paige Bleed, is still stuck in that pack, and Dawson has to let her go.
But Titmouse is approaching the back of the pack. There are points back there for her to get if she can get there and call it off in time.
Titmouse hitting up against Avatar, and she calls off this jam before Paige Byrne can score any points. So sorry, that's Paige Bleed, not Paige Byrne.
Bleed, yes. So Titmouse picking up 1 point on that, along with picking up a backblock minor. But that's another point for the Bay Street Bruisers, 36-9. Everyone quickly lines up again. Looks like the Smacktivist out there again for Gangrene.
Aims to Kill doing a great job of trying to get in the middle of this scrum start. She's playing for the Bruisers. And she does stop Smacktivist on the outside line, hoping to make a hole for the jammer for Bay Street Bruisers. That's Ballerina. She does get lead jammer, and it is a power jam. Smacktivist is being sent to the penalty box.
And the Bruisers showing they know how to work on the other end of the power jam, throwing down the conga line. Ballerina trying to move to the outside.
Pearl Rogie were sent to the penalty box too, so Gangrene is playing too short.
Solid 5 points for Ballerina as she makes a pass.
Bruisers keeping this nice and slow. Gangrene trying to hold a front wall here close. And
nice work.
Sinead O'Clobber trying to break up that wall from the outside. Aims to Kill trying to break it from the in. Hoff hoping to help Ballerina get through, and she does.
Nice little skip and a jump to get past out of my way, man. And she has another 5 points. Looks like we're 3-on-3. We got one blocker in the box from each team. Ballerina coming to the back of the pack again.
And she does. They isolate this Gangrene wall, forcing Little Pumpkin to the inside. She does get a cut, Major. So they are one more blocker short on this pack, just as Smacktivist is entering the back of the pack.
Ballerina coming to the back, ready to score points. Smacktivist is only on her initial pass, so she should not be scoring at the moment. Ballerina with time to pick up some more points before she has to end this jam. Not much time left in the jam either, so.
And she does call it.
And an additional 3
points.
points. That was an excellent, excellent power jam for the Bay Street Bruisers.
Yep, she
18 points. They have to be pretty happy with that result. 36-27, 10 minutes into this game. And we've got Belfast for the Bruisers versus Big Rig for the Gangrene.
Gangrene starting right at that pivot line. hoping to form a wall fast against Belfast, but they're unsuccessful. Oh, and they were actually successful. Thought she skipped on that inside line, but she was unable to pass.
Well, Big Rig skips through, gets lead jammer. Gang Green has some very experienced blockers out there with Dixie Hartless and Out of My Way Man. And now they've got reinforcements coming from the box. That looks like Blitz Lemon out there.
Lady Scorcher puts the hit on Big Rig.
And a quick call off, 2 points for Gang Green, extending their lead to 38-27, 11 points. And who do we have on the line now? That's number 78, Platinum Bomb. And is that Paige? I believe so. It's Paige Bleed for the Gang Green. Bruisers taking a knee to start the jam. And trying to hold off Paige while Platinum moves to the front. One to beat. Dixie Hartless holding back. Avatar with a big hit on the outside. And
she
Paige
got hit from all directions there.
She hasn't given up though. She is through. She is lead jammer. Platinum Bomb. And there goes. Oh, we've got a high block. Major
elbow major for Paige. And this is a power jam for Platinum Bomb of the Bay Street Bruisers. She's hitting a spread out pack too. She's going to try to take advantage of that.
Oh, and again, big hits by Avatar.
Number 99 held to the back. Where's the pack? It's what the Bruisers captain wants to know. The refs finally call it.
Oh, and it's going to be a back block. And that's going to spring the jammer. So Gang Green will have a short power jam here.
Bench not happy about that call. Paige Bleed taking the long way around. Bruisers are ready for
her. And now it's Gang Green's turn to form the conga line on the outside while the Bruisers try to stop the jammer from getting through. And again, lots of pushing, lots of shoving.
Pack.
Well, but that's awesome. The no pack call, and quickly the Bruisers drop back to bridge.
Oh, Platinum Bomb must have passed the point of no return. Oh, no, she's entering the pack.
Yeah, it was a very short power jam.
Way, yeah.
And Bomb is on a scoring pass, as is Paige Bleed.
She can't call it, though. She has been in the penalty box.
That's right. 4 points for Gang Green on that pass.
This jam has to go to its natural conclusion, which is going to end in about 12 seconds here.
With all these power jams in this game, we are getting multiple 2-minute jams, which tire out the skaters, but are pretty exciting to watch. So, and the fourth minor on Platinum Bomb at the end of that jam sends her to the box. The Bruisers are going to start with no jammer on track. It will be a Gang Green power jam. 43-27 at the moment.
D-minus did award 3 points for the Bruisers in that.
43-30 then.
Yep.
And we have no jammers on the track, which means there will not be a very long power jam as far as I can tell. I can't see the penalty box from here, but we have a jammer
was, oh, no.
I believe the Gang Green
they both
jammer
have
will
to
be
serve.
released
They
first,
both get
and
released.
They're released at the same time. And the jam is on with both jammers starting in the penalty box to start that jam.
She did get a minor cut for that. Tricky footwork. Seems to be tripping up the Bruisers here.
And another big stop by Avatar on Platinum. And Paige fighting her way through the front. Scorcher tries to put a hit on her, unable to stop her. Gang Green has lead jammer.
And Platinum Bomb is finally out of the pack. Paige Bleed looking for a score pass. They're trying to hold back Dixie Disaster.
And Paige has passed a couple, looking for a couple more points before Bomb can hit the back of the pack. Chainsaw, the bench manager from Gang Green, quickly getting her to call it off. 2 points for Gang Green, 0 for the Bay Street Bruisers, 45-30 with 15 minutes to go in the game. Lots of sliding on knees to occupy that jammer line at the beginning by Ohio. I don't know that the Bruisers seem all that concerned with Gangrene starting on the jammer line. So
nope. They're happy to get this game started just as fast.
Titmouse for the Bruisers. Smacktivist for the Gangrene. And
Smacktivist is a bit in the lead, but she's stuck behind Slamwall and Hoff,
who held her for a couple of seconds, but she is lead jammer.
Titmouse still struggling at the back. She's met with 2 blockers. She's going to try to push them forward. They've got a bridge going, but no pack is called, and she's able to break through. Smacktivist duking around Hoff, gets around Sinead O'Clobber, and finally, last line of defense of Chronic. She does score 4 points on that pass and calls it.
So 49
Gangrene
to 30.
again, laying on that line.
And we're going to see Ballerina out there again for the Bruisers, going up against Big Rig. And the Bruisers do have a bit of a pack advantage here. Paige Bleed, I believe, is going to take her 4th minor, cougaring and going to the box, clearing her slate so she can jam again.
Ballerina first off. She's just got to get past this wall. And she does get lead jammer here. Big Rig getting hit out by Dawson.
That's some solid blocking
great job
by the
of
Bruisers.
Teamwork here. Dawson taking the outside, hoping to stop her again.
And it looks like Dawson will be going to the box for her efforts.
That was direction of play, maybe. But Ballerina does score 5 points in a natural grand slam, while Lady Scorcher holds back Big Rig for just a second longer.
Big Rig is out of the pack, has about 40 feet to make up. Ballerina approaching the back of the pack, ready to score points if she can get there in time. Big Rig making up the ground quickly. Ohio trying to keep the pace of the pack very fast. And Ballerina forced to call it before she gets worn out trying to catch them. Still, success for the Bruisers. Another 5 points on the board for them. 49 to 35. 12 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this game. And Smacktivist wearing the star again for Gangrene.
That's Belfast skating for the Bay Street Bruisers. And I couldn't help but notice Aims to Kill seemed to pick up Gangrene's tenacity on that jam line. She took a knee before she even knew that they were going to make that play, just to hopefully occupy that line.
Smacktivist going back and forth across. Only Aims to Kill to beat. She does do it. It is lead jammer for Gangrene again. But Belfast is right on her tail. 20 feet back.
Paige Bleed is released from the penalty box, and she's trying to catch up to this pack, hoping to put a stop down on the Bruisers jammer.
And a quick call off by Smacktivist, picking up 3 points for Gangrene, 0 for the Bruisers. Extending the lead a tiny bit more, but it's still well within reach for the Toronto team. Big Rig on the line for Gangrene. And Platinum Bomb on the line for the Bay Street Bruisers. It looks like Gangrene has a bit of a pack advantage here. 4 blockers to 3.
And it works. Avatar just took one little tap on that outside line and was able to hold back that entire pack. But Platinum Bomb whisks her way through on the outside of Avatar and does get out of the pack fairly quickly.
Yeah, very aware blocking on the part of Avatar, showing that she knows what she's doing out there, helping her jammer get through the first time, and controlling the pack speed. 4 quick points for Big Rig. And Avatar doesn't even leave the track. She stays on to make sure that Gangrene is on the jammer line. 56 for Gangrene, 35 for the Bay Street Bruisers. A little under 11 minutes to go in this game. Titmouse on the line, wearing the star for the Bruisers. And Paige is there for Gangrene. And that back wall of white seems to be successful, holding Titmouse back, and now they've cycled to the front, holding her. Paige having a lot of trouble getting through that navy and gold, though.
See if this can go around for a whole length of the track.
It
Titmouse is first out, but she did have a cutting minor, so she is not lead jammer.
And now we have a whir of activity in that pack as Gang Green attempts to get their jammer out in time to get lead jammer before Titmouse hits the back, but it's too late. Titmouse is here scoring points. Oh, 1 point for Titmouse. And Pagebleed did pop out the front, called off the jam quickly, limiting the damage. Smart play on the jammer's part for Gang Green. 20-point lead for the team from Ohio. Again, a lot of these players from Ohio have played 4 games in the last 2 days, including a fair number of them who played in the game you may have watched previously about half an hour ago. So there may be a little bit of tiredness on their part. They don't seem to be showing it up there on the track, though. That looks like Ballerina out there for
pushing her way through.
And Smacktivist trying to do the same for Gang Green.
She has Dixie Heartless to beat. Both jam refs not sure who to call first. Ballerina gets it. She calls it right away.
That was a pretty exciting but short jam with the jammers popping out at exact same time.
Both D- and Manifestation thinking that their jammers were lead. They had to have a quick little talk to determine which one before anybody could call it off.
And we've got Big Rig on the line for Gang Green. Belfast for the Bruisers. Looks like, do we have all the blockers on the track? Are we missing one Gang Green member maybe?
No, I think she's hiding.
Oh,
I think we
have
are
5
at
on
full
5?
strength.
It's
That
amazing.
never happens.
This has actually been a fairly
slam
clean
off.
game.
Yeah. Finally, no pack called. And
very nice pop of the hip by Hoff, dragging Big Rig to the back of the pack.
Big Rig skating on the inside, hoping to gain some traction against Slam Wow. Belfast out of the pack. She gets lead. Avatar unable to stop her, but she takes out the entire pack to make up for it. Making some room for Big Rig.
Big Rig is out of the pack. She's got half a lap to make up. Belfast is in that pack scoring points, though. And she's watching to call it off. She does, and she picks up 1 point. And we have whistles after the whistle. Looking to see if anyone has a penalty from that. Does not appear. Oh, looks like Smackularoo getting sent to the box for Gang Green. So Pagebleed will wear the star in this jam. Platinum Bomb for the Bruisers.
Platinum Bomb taking a huge hit by Avatar. And Pagebleed takes advantage and gets lead jammer.
Avatar seeming to play almost every jam in this half. She's an absolute force out there. Platinum Bomb trying to fight her way through the front. Again, comes up against Avatar in her hockey helmet.
Pagebleed coming up to the back of this pack, full of bruisers, looking to score some points.
Platinum Bomb has broken away free, so she's going to have to pay attention to where the Bruisers jammer is, or she will be scoring points as well. Chainsaw from the bench telling Paige to call it off. She does, scores all 4 points before Bomb can get to the pack. And there's the Occupy lie down on the line. Out of my way, man, holding the line. Blitz Lemon also doing her job, making sure that the Bruisers can't get the back position. But Titmouse is going to see what she can do about finding a gate. Looks like, is that Ballerina out there? I believe so. And the Smacktivist again.
Ballerina doing quick work. It was just enough of a tussle. Chronic charging after that Smacktivist, jamming for Gang Green. She looks bound and determined to catch up with Belfast. Sorry, that's Ballerina.
And she's got about 15 minutes to make up. Ballerina unable to catch that pack in time to score points without giving up points to Gang Green. That's a 0-0 jam. Bruisers still doing very well for their first game in this iteration. 60 points for the ladies from Columbus, Ohio. Gang Green, 38 from the Bay Street Bruisers. 5 minutes to go in the first half of this game. Big Rig on the line. And it looks like Lady Scorcher wearing the star for the first time as a bruiser and in this game. But no, it's going to be a quick
Big
star
Rig taking
pass.
that outside.
Quick star pass to Belfast, who gets lead jammer, although it was a star pass, so technically she shouldn't be able to get lead jammer. And that has been
they
corrected.
make that call.
Or not.
The refs are not sure.
Little confusion. But Belfast is in there scoring points.
It's like
As is
Gang
Big
Green
Rig.
doesn't realize that she has lead. No!
Oh, and we may have problems on this. We'll see. There's a little shake of the head from the jammer refs.
Yeah.
4 points aside. I think they're going to consider it a wash. But Chainsaw from Gang Green, the bench manager, is in there complaining about the fact that Belfast was declared lead jammer after a star pass. And she does have a right to be upset, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the refs knew that. D- did make that call, and they didn't have enough time to communicate back and forth who was actually going to be called lead. So they're just going to continue on 4-4 on that line. So
Platinum
not
Bomb.
really a huge differential.
Nope. Platinum Bomb for the Bruisers and Paige Bleed for Gang Green. Paige with, getting laid out by the front wall of the Bruisers. Someone's going off for a fourth
Chronic
minor.
going out for
That's
a fourth
Chronic.
minor.
Slamwow chasing, unable to stop Paige Bleed from getting lead jammer. Platinum Bomb stuck at the back. Her nemesis Avatar just pounding on her the entire time. Paige in the pack, scoring points already. And through the front for 5 points, I believe. Bomb with only Dixie Heartless to beat.
But the entire pack to chasing her. She does finally get through.
And now the Bruisers have to watch their points as Paige Bleed comes around for another scoring pass.
Avatar just ping-ponging off these Bruisers, hoping to scoop 1 point at least for her team. And she does walk away with 4 points.
4 points.
Pearl Rogie laying down on that line.
She is the captain of this Gang Green. Obviously willing to go the extra distance to make sure her team is successful. And looks like the Bruisers are starting to run into some penalty trouble. Only 2 blockers on. No, it looks like 3. There we go. We've got Titmouse, Robber Blind, and Dawson are out there. But Smacktivist is out for Gang Green. She is lead jammer.
Lady Scorcher, normally a blocker, is jamming for Bay Street Bruisers. It's like they're trying some new lineups, hoping to gain some advantage here. But Smacktivist is passed. She does score 4 points. She's going to try to gun down. Nope, she calls it.
That's the curse of the announcer. As soon as you say something, they do the
I
opposite.
know. And they can't even hear me.
No. So we are looking at...
I totally understand if I'm calling house and I'm telling them how to play their game. Totally makes sense that they would listen and do something opposite, but...
That's the magic of the roller derby psychic powers.
It's the hoodoo voodoo of roller derby.
We are down to about 90 seconds left in the first half. Could be the last jam of this half. Belfast on the line for the Bruisers. Big Rig taking an outside line for the Gang Green. And she's through Slamwow and Hoff to get lead jammer. Belfast being hung up on the back by Blitz Lemon.
Chronic coming up to help. She takes out Pearl Rogie, and she's right there to meet Big Rig right at the back of that pack. Slamwow being called out on a penalty. I didn't quite see what that was for, but Big Rig calls it regardless.
And it does look like we will get one more jamming because that was a very quick jam.
0 points scored for both teams.
Out of my way, man, and Blitz Lemon occupying the line immediately. Dixie Heartless getting out there for Gang Green, along with Smacky LaRue. And only 2 blockers on the track for the Bruisers. Looks like Lady Scorcher and downright Dirty Dawson. And we have Paige Bleed jamming for Gang Green. Platinum Bomb for the Bruisers.
And she smokes that outside. Is met with Lady Scorcher, but she is pushed out of the pack. And Paige Bleed is the lead jammer for Gang Green. Platinum Bomb still struggling in that pack.
Yeah, it looks like the Bruisers are having a little bit of trouble trying to clear the way for their jammer. They only have 2 blockers out there. Page is through for 5 points. The time has expired on the regular clock. There's still 90 seconds left in the jam, so when this jam is over, we will be done the first half of this game. Page Bleed looking for more points. Titmouse is out of the box.
And first one to put the hit on Page Bleed.
Platinum Bomb appears to have cleared the front. Page works her way through the pack one final time, picks up 4 more points, calls off the jam, and we have halftime.
86 points for Gangrene going into the half, 42 for the Bay Street Bruisers. Still a respectable score.
I think both teams can be pretty pleased with the results so far. Again, Gangrene playing their second game in 2 days, going up against Plan B from Kitchener, Ontario last night. And a lot of these skaters playing for both teams this weekend.
Absolutely. 6 of them, actually. Page Bleed, Out of My Way Man, Avatar, Dixie Heartless, The Smacktivist, and Big Rig all were playing in the last game and presumably all weekend. So this is their 4th game this weekend.
So we've got a little bit of a halftime here. Looks like about another 9 minutes. I'm Captain Lou Alabamo.
And I'm Monochrome. We've got 9 minutes.
Are we going to talk or we're going to have a break?
Well, we can definitely have a break, but I did want to call off the rosters. We didn't get a chance to because we actually did start off pretty soon after I think the refs were eager to get this going, and so we were able to start filming right away, but we didn't get to that preliminary stuff that we like to do. So if you don't mind, if you could call off Gangrene, since you are wholly familiar with them after last night.
Yep, I'm hoping that the Dr. Johnny Kaput from Canuck Derby TV will hopefully have this information up for you if you're watching it at home. But if he doesn't, here is Gangrene from Columbus, Ohio, the Ohio Roller Girls. We have number 0125, Page Bleed. Number 10, Out of My Way Man. Number 1101, Avatar. 138, Pierogi, the captain. Number 214, Dixie Heartless. Number 22, Blitz Lemon. Number 365, The Smacktivist. Number 41, Smacky LaRue. 815, Big Rig. 88, Lethal Pumpkin. And number 99, Cloverkill. Bench coaching for them was Chainsaw in the first half, and I imagine she'll be back for the second half as well.
I should hope so. Skating for the Bay Street Bruisers is number 15, Lady Scorcher. Number 1337, Titmouse. Number 17 is Dixie's Disaster, which is a tongue twister. Number 1995, Slam Wow. Number 2112 is Rage in a Cage. Number 34 is Robber Blind. Number 5678 is Belfast. Number 60 is Chronic. Number 65 plus is Hoff. Number 747 is Aims to Kill. Number 78 is Platinum Bomb. Number 87 is Sinead Clobber. Number 905 is Ballerina. Number Z682 is Downright Dirty Dawson. Their alternates are Cindy Dropper and Speed and Hawken. And working the bench is the Derby Nerd, who you may know from his blog, and Tropic Thunder, also a skater for the Bay Street Bruisers. While I've got your attention, I would also like to thank one of our sponsors, Rollerbug. They provide many skates, and they're here on hand for any technical difficulties we have with gear. TORD TV is putting on this production, care of Canuck Derby TV and Justin TV. DNN is also streamcasting this bout. And we've got an awesome film crew in Uppercut, and Emily, who is a fresh meat skater for TORD, and this is her first time working a camera, so we want to thank her for doing an awesome job. Kitty Lepur is first time on the Switch, and G-Force, and of course Layer 9, who makes this entire production possible. We couldn't do it without him, so we want to give him big props for that.
So we are looking at current score of 86-42 after the first half. I know this Ohio team operates a little bit different than TORD does. Ohio has an all-stars team and a B team, a dedicated B team. Gangrene, obviously some skaters play on both. I know TORD operates mostly from a home team perspective and building their travel teams from those teams. So can you tell us a little bit about the skaters who are playing for the Bruisers? What teams they're playing for the Toronto home teams, perhaps?
Absolutely. Toronto has 4 home teams now. We started off our season in 2007 with 16 home teams, which was very ambitious for a budding new league, but we just had more skaters than we knew what to do with. In 2008, we actually dropped down to 4 teams. We dissolved the Divas and the Bruisers. They were then a home team. And the Divas are now our farm team. We put all of the fresh meat who are ready to be drafted after they've passed their minimums and worked on their training. They train with the farm team, and they get pulled up to the home teams when necessary. And the home teams now are the Chicks Ahoy, the Gorgor Roller Girls, the Death Track Dolls, and the Smoke City Betties. So all 4 teams are represented on CN Power for the Bay Street Bruisers.